We could do this. We could do this whole thing now, where you could introduce me for the show. I need to like write on like what the script would say. You're a host of the Social Good Hour. I could do that. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, live from Fly the W Studios in Greenville, South Carolina, the Giving Day guy, Chris Scrub. Hey! Let's go! How cool is that to get your dad to introduce you and me to episode 4 of the Social Good Hour live from the Fly the W studio here in downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Boy, have we got an awesome show here for you today. This Monday, this President's Day, it's February 15th. Still Black History Month. We've got all sorts of cool stuff coming up for you. Here's the deal. Here's what we got here. Let's turn the overlay chat on. Powered by Restream, so we can get your chat comments in on the screen. Look at that. My mom is here already. Hi. Tiffany says, so great to catch you live. And Chris Bryant says, yes, Mr. Strub doing the intro. So guys, I'd love to see those comments show up all show long on the left side of the screen there. Let me show you what we got going down today. We're going to start in a minute here with Tell Me Something Good. So get ready. This is your 5 minutes of the show where I'm going to ask you to share something good that's going on in your neck of the woods in the comments. And we'll put all of your comments up on the screen. I've got a new segment to share with you right after that. Whoa, here we go. Our Monday Motivator segment. So that'll be new. We're going to have our 50 States 100 Days trivia question. We got a quick word from our sponsor. Then coming up after that, we've got, of course, the main event. That is my pal, Neosha. There she is. Hi, Neosha. Hello, hello. But she's coming on in a little bit. We're keeping her in the green room. She's got her blue M&Ms and everything ready to rock and roll. And then we'll wrap up with my closing thoughts as usual. But guys, it's time right now for Tell Me Something Good. If you guys have seen the show before, you know exactly what to expect here. If not, my mom says she can watch today. We are off. That's great. Well, Mom, here's what I want you to do. I want you, as quickly as you can type, I want you to type in all of the good things that are going on in your life right now. This is Tell Me Something Good, and we're going to put 5 minutes on the clock, rock and roll. So for the next 5 minutes, this is your 5 minutes to tell me something good. And as we get going, I want to hear your good things that are going on in your life. I'll share a couple of good things that are going on in my life. So this morning, I guess not the best part of the day was the 4:20 a.m. alarm, but brought my dad back to the airport this morning after my dad, Papa Doc, Charlie Strub, you saw him in the intro, flew down for a few days to come see his son here in Greenville, South Carolina. Of course, it rained all weekend, but if you follow me on Instagram, you probably caught a lot of our different travels as we were heading around downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Chris Strub. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yes. How's that for something good? Got a beautiful granddaughter. That's right. I got a beautiful niece. Hello, Hadley, if you're watching episode 4. It's great to see you. Look, you got Mama Strub. You got Grandma Strub in the room there. So congratulations, Grandma Strub. Love seeing it. Chris says, is it weird that I'm looking forward to a word from the sponsor? Really digging Restream? No, it's not weird at all. I'm really digging Restream as well. And you can see here on the left side of the screen, you can see all of your comments all along here as we celebrate something good going on in your life. Chris Bryant says, something good. I just signed on a new parentheses rock star salesperson for my company. Love it. Awesome. That is so cool. Tiffany says that her 2 children are beautiful and healthy. Love it. Tiffany, it's always great to see you across all our different social media channels. Love, love, love having you here. My mom says, am enjoying watching and listening to you today. Exclamation point, exclamation point. all the family news today. This is great, and this fits really well with our guest who's coming up in a little bit. I'm going to put her on the screen again today. There's Neosha. Hey, Neosha, definitely a family woman there. So we'll ask Neosha about her family. Maybe we'll talk about her daughter a little bit too during the segment there. So stay tuned for Neosha. I know I can see Neosha in the green room. She's texting all of her friends. She's texting everyone saying, come watch. Look at what this guy's got going on here as we are halfway through. Tell me something good. I love this 5-minute segment. I really do. It's just so great to hear what's going on in your life. Christy Shaw, tell me something good. Christy, thanks for tuning in. This is Tell Me Something Good. This is a 5-minute opening to the show where we put all of your comments on the screen, Kellyanne Collins. So tell me in the comments something good going on in your life right now. I think I missed one from Tiffany. She said, I've been working out constantly 6 days a week for the last few weeks, and I'm proud of myself. Tiffany, I am proud of you too. That is awesome. And you know what's funny? Watch me keep doing this. This gal Neosha, she's going to look up at the camera again. We're going to ask her about her workout routine too. You should see the transformation that this young lady has gone through over the last couple of years. Just can't wait to bring you Neosha Franklin here in just a few minutes once we get through all the fun introductory stuff here. I'm waiting for you, Christy Shaw. My old pal from Binghamton, Kellyanne Collins, social media friend. I think she's in West Virginia, but correct me if I'm wrong. We got another 75 seconds to go here in Tell Me Something Good. I want to know what's going on good in your life. Christy says, my restaurant was slammed busy all weekend, 7 exclamation points. I hear you. I feel like every restaurant here in Greenville was slammed busy this weekend too. I was trying to find places to go with my dad, and we ended up getting some sushi last night. Just pounded that leftover sushi right before the show, and feeling great, feeling good. Yes, so glad to hear it, Christy. So if you're watching on replay, look, come in, even if you just stay for the first few minutes of the show next week. I want to hear what sort of good things are going on in your life. I'm actually going to give a little foreshadowing here, the last 30 seconds. I'm going to tell you something good that next week we've got Troy Sandage. Find Troy on social media coming on. Guest number 4, episode number 5 of the Social Good Hour. That's right, Troy Sandage next week on the Social Good Hour. So don't miss that. Set a calendar alert for next Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Neosha time, 3 p.m. Find Troy time, 9 p.m. Biz Paul time if you're watching on replay. Yes, we can't have Troy. Can't wait to have Troy come on. There's your 5 minutes. All right, Troy Sandage. Hit the wrong button there. There we go. Coming up next, we've got our brand new segment here. We've got our Monday Motivator. So Monday Motivator, for those of you who are big fans of the show, this is going to replace for now the opening monologue. And I'm going to tell you about a social media friend of mine that I encourage you to follow and check out, because she will motivate you as she has motivated me. And her name, keep those comments coming, by the way. I still see your comments coming in. Let me know who your Monday Motivator is. Who is motivating you on a Monday? I bet you a lot of you are going to say Troy Sandage. That guy is just muscular, man-made motivation. He just motivates everyone around him. But today's Monday Motivator, it's Tony Leopard. It's Coach T. Lep from Orange Theory Fitness, Greenville. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me mention Tony Leopard on Instagram over and over and over again. This is Coach Tony. Last week, Tony celebrated 1,600 classes taught here in downtown Greenville alone. 1,600 Orange Theory Fitness classes taught. I've only been to a couple hundred of them because you guys know I basically live at this gym. There you go. There's the group photo that they shared on Instagram. Class number 1,600. It was a 5 a.m. class, which is way too early for the Giving Day guy here in Greenville. But Coach Tony, I just want to say thank you for motivating me every Monday. I was there across the street, 6:15 this morning. Coach Tony ripped my soul out of my body with all those all outs in the template today. I was working out almost as hard as Neosha Franklin does every afternoon. And it was just every Monday to me. I mentioned never miss a Monday. I rarely miss any day, and neither does my pal Tiffany watching in the comments. But Tony really does a great job on her social media channels as well, lifting up others. She has a Friday Friend feature where she has featured quite a few other professionals, members, clients around Greenville, South Carolina. And Tony, that's why I wanted to make you Monday Motivator number 1 here on the Social Good Hour, episode number 4. I know I'm not the only one who really appreciates all that you do for us. And so shout out to you. And also Coach Natasha, Vassar, Jordan, Tori, Tanya, all the other OTF coaches around Greenville, and all the staff. We appreciate you as well. It is time now for our 50 States, 100 Days trivia. One more quick segment here. So I'm going to ask you a trivia question, and you will be eligible to win a copy of 50 States, 100 Days, the book. If you don't win, of course, you can always get your copy of 50 States, 100 Days, the book at 50states100days.com. So let's get the question up here on the screen. We'll turn the overlay off and get your comments back up there. Keep those comments coming. Yeah, Tiffany says she just finished outlining her programs for my new business, the Morning Shift Company. Tiffany, I should have put your shirt on too. I got my Neosha shirt on today, but one of these days I'll wear the I Can't Wait to Vote shirt, another one of Tiffany's great initiatives. Everybody's saying that they're proud of Christy and Tiffany. Kellyanne says usually she's in DC, but she's hiding out with I almost thought that was a duck, the cows during the pandemic. Yes, Troy is awesome. Can't wait. So here you go, guys. If you're watching, jump in the comments. First commenter to get this question right. Hello, Doug. I see you. And you got here right in time for the trivia question. This week's trivia question is this. I'm going to read it before I put it on the screen. This Swedish YouTuber ran the most subscribed to YouTube channel in the world for 6 years, from 2013 to 2019. This Swedish YouTuber ran the most subscribed to YouTube channel in the world for 6 years, from 2013 to 2019. Who is it? Who is that YouTuber? Name that YouTuber. Name that YouTuber. I see a correct answer on the screen already. It's my buddy Chris Bryant, the captain, I would say, if not of the Chicago Cubs, the captain of the Social Good Hour fan club. So grateful for you taking the time every week to watch Chris Bryant. The answer is PewDiePie. The answer is PewDiePie. There you go. Chris, you can claim your prize by emailing me at chrisstrub@gmail.com. Get me your mailing address. I think you might already have a copy of the book, but if you don't, that's okay. I can send that book to anywhere you want in the United States. Just a reminder, if you want to introduce an episode of the show, you can go to intro.teamstrub.com. You can record a little introduction. And I don't know if you could record it in my apartment like my dad did, but wherever you are, you can film an introduction to the show. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, like my pal Neosha, who's coming on here momentarily, go to guest.teamstrub.com. You can fill out the little guest information form. And if you love the way that the show is running, you can get your free trial of Restream at restream.teamstrub.com. That is where I want you to go to check out Restream. You can see how we can put all the comments on the screen. We're bringing up people who are watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, all simultaneously. There are 30 other platforms that you can watch on. And right, one more thing before we bring our guest Neosha on, we're going to play a quick little video from our sponsor, that is Restream. That's right. Restream.teamstrub.com. That is where you can go. You see all the cool features there. It's restream.teamstrub.com to get your free trial of Restream. I got to scroll up here, bring you guys back in. Don't forget, we're going to bring Neosha on here in just a moment, but I've got some questions for Neosha. If you have questions for Neosha, right now is your chance. Put those questions in that comment box below, no matter where you're watching from, and we will see your questions right away on the screen, and I will prioritize your questions here. So Neosha Franklin leads the and communications department. Get this up here so I can read this off properly. Neosha, let's bring her on the screen as I read this. How about that? There's that wonderful smile from St. Louis. Neosha leads the marketing and communications department, who manages and supports the foundation's events and meetings, promotes the St. Louis Community Foundation's brand, leads Give STL Day, which we're going to talk plenty about, and establishes productive relationships with nonprofits, professional advisors, and key stakeholders. In addition, she leads all communications, public relations, media relations, and overall communication strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, Neosha Franklin. Oh, week 4. This is the running joke. I saved the popper.
Oh, that is so funny.
Oh, dang it.
It's okay, Chris.
My dad even made fun of me yesterday.
That is so funny.
Neosha, welcome to the show.
Thank you for that great introduction.
This has become a weekly occurrence that the popper does not work. But regardless, it's so wonderful to see you. Neosha, thank you for taking some time today to join the show. You've got 79 days until Give STL Day 2021. Ooh. So we really appreciate you taking the time during this busy planning schedule time. How is planning coming along for your Giving Day?
Planning is going really great. We are doing really great. We have nonprofit registration open right now, and our nonprofits are signing up. So I'm really excited.
So Neosha, tell me this. We're actually going to do this as a two-step question. Okay. So typically someone might ask, bring me to a 30,000 feet view, but I want to go to actually a 50,000 foot view. Okay. I want to assume that people don't even know actually what a community foundation is. Mm-hmm. So I know that might sound like a silly question, but you manage communications. You've been doing this for a while, but someone walking down the street might say, hey, Neosha, I don't know what a community foundation is. Can you sort of explain what the role of the St. Louis Community Foundation is?
Absolutely. So in the easiest terms, so the community foundation or a community foundation, we work with donors who want to give back to community. So donors actually open charitable accounts with us. The technical term is donor advised funds. There's several different types of funds that we house, but they open up a fund with us, and then we help them do strategic philanthropy with their family or with individuals to figure out what their charitable goals are. And so what we do is we help them give back to community in different ways, in various ways. So basically, if there's a donor at the foundation that really supports education or animal welfare or, anything on the philanthropic landscape of charitable giving, we work with them to help them prioritize where they would like to direct those dollars. So very 50 foot level.
Chris says, I actually have no idea what a community foundation is. So that's a perfect question. Right, there you go. So I mentioned in your introduction there that one of the major initiatives that the Community Foundation manages is Give STL Day. Can you explain 30,000 feet now? We're descending like my dad, which by the way, I got the text while I was reading that introduction. My dad has landed back at MacArthur Airport. So
fantastic.
50,000 feet to 30,000 feet. Get into Give STL Day. How many years has Give STL Day been going on? What is sort of the impact of a giving day like Give STL Day, and how does all that come together?
Absolutely. So the St. Louis Community Foundation has been sponsoring and hosting Give STL Days for 8 years. We started this in 2014. And so what the day is, it's a day for nonprofits to all get online on one platform and actually rally new donors through social media, through integrated marketing strategies, or even just picking up the phone and calling their donors and helping them raise money to reach a certain goal. So the minimum donation on a giving day, and ours in St. Louis is actually 24 hours of giving. So from midnight to midnight, nonprofits have an opportunity to get people to get online and give at givestlday.org. And so anybody can be a philanthropist this day. It's $10 is the minimum donation. And the nonprofits that participate use this day to help cover general operating expenses, program support. Right now, obviously, we're still amidst a pandemic. So to do COVID impact relief funding, it's another way that the Community Foundation gives back to the nonprofits to be able to give them this platform so that they can fundraise on their own. So if you kind of think of it like a crowdfunding or a crowdsourcing campaign or a GoFundMe campaign, or even if you're familiar with like Giving Tuesday, we do this in May in St. Louis, and it's a metropolitan, a region-wide. We cross over 13 counties, and nonprofits, any nonprofit within those counties can actually participate as long as they're in compliance with the IRS and they have their 501c3 status. So what we do on the back end is we actually fundraise to support gifts and prizes throughout the day for donors and nonprofits so they can have an opportunity to win cash prizes. But then also we provide training opportunities for the nonprofits that can go along year round. And Chris has definitely done some trainings for us over the years, which is how we definitely became really good friends and really close. So we really just work with them to help them figure out how does this fundraising thing work? How do you do online fundraising? How do you steward your donors? How do you get new donors? And really, how do you continue to make impact in the community? So it's been a great year and a great time over the last couple of years. In all, we've raised over $17.5 million for the community in general. And so all that money goes right back to the nonprofit. So basically, the Community Foundation provides this platform. Donors get online and give to support the participating nonprofits, and then we cut them a check at the end of the day. And they're the ones that really drive this day. We're kind of in the back. We're in the background, helping them get their information out as much as possible.
I love that. It's very fitting. You say we're in the background. Neosha always likes to be in the background, although she'll always say yes when I ask her to be interviewed. I probably interviewed you more than pretty much anybody else. Look, there's our friend Donna Frederick is here.
Yes.
So hello, Donna. Hello, Sean. Sean, if you're watching, we miss you as well. I'm going to put this up over the screen over our faces while I talk for a second. But Give STL Day does return May 6th, 2021. Again, as Neosha said, it is a 24-hour event. It's tons of fun. I've been lucky enough to actually be in St. Louis for Give STL Day 2019. And then, of course, actually helped run some of the live streaming for Give STL Day 2020 remotely last year. And I think it's actually a great sort of use case for live streaming video. I'm going to play a little clip here from last year's Give STL Day, sort of our closing remarks here, Neosha. So you're going to see. Don't worry, Emily's in this clip too, so we're good.
Okay.
Speaking of that ticker going up and up and up, Neosha, it looks like we've had a pretty successful day for all of the nonprofits that are participating. What are we looking at right now?
We are at 3.6 million. That is significantly higher than when we were last year. We were at 3.1 million. So that's a huge milestone. Our goal today was to exceed what we did last year. And so we're right on track with that. And it's only 8:30. So I'm really excited about the progress. I'm excited about St. Louis and how we continue to show up. We were tracking ahead about 50 to 60% throughout the day from where we were last year. So that was really exciting just to kind of see how people are really coming together during this time.
And, Neosha.
It was a long day. I look really tired.
I think we all look really tired. That was the first week of May last year. That was a very, very tumultuous time. And I would also say, even from my perspective too, I thought I would be in St. Louis for the Giving Day. I didn't think I'd be running stuff from here as well. So if you notice, my setup looked a little different too. I think we were all very much in that figuring it out mode. But Neosha, I want to ask you this now that live video, it really feels over the last year, especially, that it has sort of become kind of who we are and what we all do now. So can you talk about how sort of work has changed for you with sort of the full on onset of live streaming?
Yeah, so at the Community Foundation, Give STL Day happened last year, really right during the right when the pandemic first started, and we all had to work virtually. So that was the first year that I actually ran a giving day from my basement. And it was definitely different for us, but now it's become the new norm, right? And so we're trying to figure out how to stay connected, how to keep people connected. And right now, with live stream and video, it's really important to keep people engaged and how can we share our missions. And since we can't really be together right now physically, I think video for the nonprofits especially has been very key, and a lot of storytelling has been happening right now, especially amongst with all of the COVID response programming that has been happening, how our communities have come together, and being able to tell those stories have been very, very key to really help people display their missions. And so I think, I know personally there are weeks and days when I am completely zoomed out. You're in Zoom meetings all day, but virtually, that's the way we're staying connected right now. So it's really, really important for nonprofits and for our community to really understand that, video has a way of taking things that, are really, really high level and minimizing them down to 30 seconds to a minute to really show impact. So I'm excited to see what our nonprofits come up with this year. And I'm also excited to do some video ourselves this year. And hopefully we have, I haven't really released this yet, but we have a video sponsor that is going to be giving away some video coverage and some video footage. Lifetime Media, that's my shameless plug, but they're a local company to St. Louis that's going to be actually giving away some video production time and studio time to nonprofits for Give STL Day. So I'm excited to see how that comes to fruition.
That's super cool. And so, Neo, I do want to ask you sort of to pivot off of that question. I'll tell you what, we're going to pause for a second because
Okay.
before I ask you this next question, I want to ask a question of the audience. As Neosha
Okay.
has been explaining this concept of giving days and really how it's just hundreds, sometimes it's up close to 1,000 nonprofits in a single giving day. I want to ask the audience to put in the comments, even if you're watching on replay, tell us which nonprofits you like to support, whether maybe you found something new through a giving day, or it's something that it's a service maybe that you've benefited from in the past. Tell Neosha and I, actually tell me and Neosha, gotta get my English right, which nonprofits you support. I'd love to see those comments on the screen. And as you can see to the left of Neosha, those comments will show up right away. I'll be able to put them on the screen. But Neosha, I do want to pivot off of that question and ask you from a sponsorship perspective, how important are sponsors to the existence, much less the sustainability of a giving day?
Yes, sponsors are really, really important. The way the Community Foundation operates is that we put in some funding from our own discretionary funds to actually pay for the actual programming of the day. There's the operations of the day. However, the sponsors really drive the day because we use the sponsorship dollars to give cash prizes away to the nonprofits throughout the day. And you're probably thinking to myself, oh, there's so many. Well, what we do is we break that down by budget size. So we have different nonprofits that are maybe in a smaller budget category or a higher budget category. And what we do is we give them an opportunity to win cash incentives for, the most dollars raised during an hour or the most unique donors during an hour. And a unique donor is if you give a donation in an hour and you give 10 times, we count you as one donor. So you don't try to gamify the system. But we have these different types of incentives to kind of keep people interested and to keep, the gamification and the excitement through the day. We also have category prizes. So the nonprofits identify whether they are animal, human service, community development, social justice, Black-led, Black benefiting. That's a new category we added this year. So you get an opportunity to have end of day prizes for those types of categories. But all of those types of fundraisers, or I guess sponsorships, are actually through the sponsors that actually come through the door. So we're definitely still looking for sponsorships. It makes the day really, really exciting. And it gives us an opportunity to put more dollars back into community. And yes, Donna has commented that Immaculate Conception, they raised over $30,000 on Give STL Day. And they also won a couple prizes, I believe, in the last 2 years. So it's definitely a day that sponsors have an opportunity to really have impact in different ways than just actually writing a check. It's a lot of brand awareness, it's community feel good, and there's an opportunity for employees to get involved. So we have a lot of that information available on our website, or if people are interested in those types of opportunities, they can definitely reach out to me directly.
I think it's fascinating to consider the role that social media plays in helping spread the word about, these great things that are happening. You talk a lot about the prizes in particular. That's really a big reason why I love doing what I do with the Giving Days, which is to talk about these prizes, talk about the sponsors. And it really offers a lot of great visibility to different brands, businesses. Of course, I think by now that this show is sponsored by Restream. You see, I just put the URL right over Neosha's face there, right? Just bam, that's a sponsorship right there. And I do want to also say thank you to all of you guys who are commenting along. I know Donna's here. Chris is here. My mom is watching. I don't know if you caught that comment from my mom. I'll put that back up on the screen real quick. She said, "This is very interesting to watch. She explains all so clearly," which is 100% true, which is why Neosha just makes such a wonderful guest here. But those of you who are commenting along, really so deeply appreciate you. If you don't want to comment, maybe you're not really into participating, I'm going to put this up on the screen. That's the wrong thing. I'm going to put this up on the screen and ask you to take a second to support the show in a different way, right? I mentioned the sponsor Restream, but you can support the show as well. You can hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You can hit the like button. You can turn the bell on YouTube to make sure that you get those notifications every Monday when the show comes live. You can retweet on Twitter. Take a second right now. You can go retweet my tweet at Chris Strub on Twitter, and you can retweet the show. That helps immensely. It really helps a lot. You can tag at RestreamIO on Twitter as well. Let them know that you're watching and you're enjoying the social good hour. You can add me as a friend on LinkedIn. Maybe you're watching on LinkedIn. And if you want, you could share on your Instagram story, which is something Neosha and I do all the time. Just love talking about what we're doing. Neosha, I want to ask you about something that you talk quite a bit about on your Instagram account, and that is your fitness journey. You've been very, very proud of this adventure that you've been on over the last few years. Can you sort of explain what got you started on that journey and talk about your progress, and talk also about how social media and really Instagram, I would say, has allowed you to connect with other like-minded women that are on a similar journey as yourself?
Sure. So a couple of years ago, I just went through a really trying time in my life and got down a little bit, had experienced a divorce, and kind of just went through, had a baby, all the things that moms do, that, life was happening, and I just gained a lot of weight. It was very different for me because I came from, in college, I was a college athlete. I ran track for years. So it just was really hard for me after I had my daughter, to just lose the weight. So finally I got hooked up with some friends. Actually, it was someone I went to high school with who were doing home workouts. And once I got the home workouts at home, it made it a lot easier because I was a single mom and I was able to work out at home with my daughter in my basement. She works out with me. She's only 4, but she makes sure that I'm working out daily. And so I just do workouts at home. And so what I've done is I've just shared my journey, because it has been difficult. It's been very challenging. There are times when some days are better than others. But also what it has done is it's connected me to other women who also have some of the same issues. Like, I'm no trainer. That's not my level of expertise, but I'm human and I have a story to tell. And literally it just has helped me be supportive of other women going through the same things. Basically I got hooked up with the workouts, I got meal plans, and then I just got community support, which was really, really great. And so I basically host like private Facebook groups where we actually kind of go into the groups and we encourage each other and we inspire one another through workouts. And some of us do the same workouts, but there's different workouts for every fitness level. From if you're thinking about having a baby, they have like pre-pregnancy types of workouts, but then they have like high intensity, entry level, intermediate, all that you can do from home. And so that's really what I've been doing. It's been very helpful, especially right now during the pandemic. So what it's done is it's just given me an outlet. It's weird because I really only talk about it that much on Instagram, because I think Instagram is it's a different space for me where I can be a little bit more personable, in a space where I have interesting followers. Like my Facebook community is like my family, my personal people. And it's so weird because the whole nuances of social media, you think that, you can put whatever out there as social media, but sometimes you're like, I don't know about Facebook. This is more appropriate for Instagram. Just because sometimes when I'm working out and stuff, I'm like, oh, my mom is on there, my aunt, my grandma, like, oh, all these people. But yeah, so it's just basically, it's just giving me an opportunity to really kind of to find my voice and get more confident with posting consistently on social. I mean, I know I work in the space, but it's definitely giving me an opportunity to connect with other people, connect with other moms. And really, we have like this little small knit community that just supports one another.
Well, Neosha, I think I can safely speak for everyone who's ever met you in person or worked with you in person. Um, you know, social media to me is really a gateway to really look into the life of someone or other people.
Yeah.
And maybe you're opening a window this way and a window this way or whatever it is, but inside those windows is just a really special human being. And,
Oh, thank you.
this isn't the first time that you and I have got a chance to chat publicly, although often not on the book, as Neosha likes to call it.
Yeah, we don't go on the book all the time.
But I do just want to reiterate, this young woman that you see here that is taking some time today, just a really powerful, inspiring woman. And when you track the work that she's done, I know you got promoted this year, so new title.
Thank you.
Cool.
That was exciting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You've been like my number one supporter, along with a few other friends online.
It's incredible to me to see. And again, I don't know if you caught any of the show 2 weeks ago with Hannah and last week with Jadu. Everybody just all across the country, that social media, if used properly, allows you to really connect in and really meet some special people, and that's, I think, what you see in spades during giving days as well.
Absolutely.
When all these nonprofits kind of put on their Superman and Superwoman suit to do that. So speaking of putting on your Superwoman suit, how's this for a segue, Neosha? And I didn't tell you about this, but we actually have a recurring segment on the show called I See That IG. I see that IG.
I see that IG.
Where I pull something from your Instagram and I want you to tell me the story. But don't worry, I was nice to you. I pulled something nice. Okay. I pulled something good.
Well, I didn't go back. It's public. It's fine. My page is public, so it's
I checked.
Fine.
I did check and make sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure her Instagram's public, so this is
it's public.
No issues. So, Neosha Franklin, I see that IG, and we're segueing. To your story about this picture.
Okay, that's a good one.
It's a good one, right? I told you I'd take it easy on you.
So that's me and my daughter, Olivia. We actually, St. Louis just got an aquarium a couple years ago. I think maybe a year or two ago. And so that was the first time. This was before we were in a pandemic and before all the masks and stuff like that. But it's in downtown St. Louis. It's in Union Station. And so we actually took a little family trip to the St. Louis Aquarium, and she loved it. It was like a whole bunch of fish, and she had an opportunity to play with some different sea creature type things. Like there were turtles and all types of fun activities. So it was really cool.
Chris says, I love how nervous. How nervous.
I didn't know where he was going. So yeah, it was a good time. We had a good time.
I spent a good like 45 minutes researching your Instagram, going all the way back, Neosha, today. But yeah, this picture actually, I saw, I don't know if we posted it the same day, but March 1st, 2020. So it might seem like years and years ago, but this was less than a year ago that we were all still living in the so-called before times. And it just seemed like this was just one of hundreds of examples of the happiness and joy that I think Neosha brings, not only to those around her, your friends and your parents and everything, but especially to your daughter. And that I think is a really important point to make, Neosha, that, Neosha's out there running marketing and communications for a community foundation from her basement, but also, and I've asked you about this, being mom to, she's got some energy. She can, she'll run around a little bit. She'll work out with mom. Talk about the balance between work and being a parent, single parent, a year into this pandemic.
So when the pandemic first started, when the daycare said they were closing, I think I had a whole meltdown. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. At that particular time, my daughter was 3. And yes, she does have a lot of energy. She's very charismatic, very sassy. My mom jokes and says she acts just like me, which I'm not surprised.
We're going to get her on the show next week. There you go. We'll bring her on.
But yeah, so it's been very interesting because what it has done is it's had me definitely create this different level of work-life balance, since work is so easy to get to nowadays just because I have another room and I've created an office and she's around. So it's definitely forced me to be very intentional with my time and how I'm spending my time and how I'm showing up as a mom, how I'm showing up as an employee and as a director of communications. Like it's really forced me to be intentional with how I'm spending my personal time, my work time, and my mom time. But it's also given me opportunity to teach my daughter things, and be more of a teacher to her, and a parent, and really get an opportunity to see those times of her growing. And I know it's hard as women when you have children and you go back to work. It's hard. You miss some of those milestones. But then there's also days when you're like, thank God for daycare, and thank God for the teachers out there, because you just don't know how they do it. I only have one, but I mean, it's amazing to me what the teachers and the caregivers and just the public education system and just teachers all around the world, they just do not get enough credit. Like, let me tell you, like, I feel as though even though I went to college, I went to grad school, and I had these great educational opportunities, I'm thinking to myself, like, I have to teach a 3-year-old ABCs, and in my mind, that's difficult. But she's doing great. She's come along very well. She's very bright. She's very smart. And I'm very grateful for just the support system that I've had during this time, especially with COVID. We actually all got COVID back in October, and that was challenging too, because I just had no idea what that meant for my daughter, what that meant for me, and my partner. We were all just kind of quarantined together, and it was fine. We turned out okay. We didn't have any lasting effects, and I know, unfortunately, that hasn't been the case for many. But I just encourage people to really take this time in life and just love on the people close to you. I mean, I know love from a distance. I know we're not supposed to be around everybody, but just taking an opportunity to make sure you tell people you care about them, you love them, because you just never know what the heck's going to happen in the world. So being intentional, I really agree with that, and it really just, there's a space in me right now where I'm really being intentional about my company, the people I keep around me, and being able to share my love and care and affection for those that mean the most to me. It's so important these days.
I think we all share that emotion about intentionality and
Yeah.
the relationships that we're building and maintaining now. And I want to reiterate my gratitude to you for being not just a client, obviously, like getting to work with you over the last couple of years has been awesome, but you've really become one of my best friends.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
I look to you as someone that I know I can call if I needed something, and I hope you feel the same way. And I was pretty heartbroken. I was crushed when you texted me that you had had COVID
I know.
a while back. It's rough because you never know, like you said, how things are going to go. Again, we're both, on the younger side, but you never know. And
Yeah,
it's important to cherish those moments. And I know that I don't take any second of what I put into the universe, what I put online. I don't take it lightly,
absolutely.
and this show means a lot to me. To have you on here in the first month of the show really means a lot. And I want to pivot to this question before we start to run out of time here, Neosha.
Sure.
We talk about, Donna has mentioned in the comments, you're so inspiring, which is so kind of you, and keep those comments coming if you're watching.
Thank you.
But you are inspiring to me. I know that you
Aww.
are an inspiration to Livy, of course, but I want to ask you here, we're right smack dab, right at the midpoint of Black History Month. I want to ask you, can you tell me, are there other Black women? I know there are. Can you tell me who they are? Other Black women who inspire you in the work that you do every day?
Nice. So that is such a hard one. There's so many. I'll go from very high public profile to just like my inner circle. So from a perspective of inspiration right now, Vice President Kamala Harris and Michelle Obama also definitely has inspired me over the years. This was the first year since Barack Obama and his wife were in the White House. President Barack Obama was in the White House, that I watched the inauguration and just had tears in my eyes, because I just never thought I'd see a day where a woman in that capacity, serving in our White House. And so just the fact of being able to push forward through barriers and the oppression that women and people of color and Blacks and Latino women and just have endured over the years has just been, it's been crazy. It's been very interesting. And I've been trying to make sure, I'm still instilling that in my daughter and making sure that she understands what it means to be a Black woman in the United States, and making sure I'm giving her the right books and the tools and the necessary information she needs to be able to move forward. Because she's at this age now where she's recognizing color, and she's recognizing that she does look a little bit different and her hair is different. And so for me to see that and for her to have someone to look up to in the public space is very, very important. And then I would have to say, from my personal level, my best friend, Kalia Collier, I know, Chris, you know her. She is the owner of the St. Louis Surge women's basketball team. She also works for the St. Louis City SC, which is the local soccer team here in St. Louis. She just inspires me daily because she is so motivated. She's an entrepreneur and she just has grit. She is very, she keeps me going on my hard days. Like when I am having some tough times, she's like, Neosha, get your act together. Like, what you're capable of, and has supported me over the years. We have this great friendship. We've been friends since we were in the 3rd grade. And she definitely keeps me humble. She keeps me motivated. And I know I can always count on her for different things. And so I think just also not only Kalia, but just my small group of friends, you know who you are, that, check on me every day and check in on me and check on me and my daughter all the time. And so besides, if I didn't have my best friend in my life and just, the people that are really motivating me and inspire me on a day-to-day, I don't think I could do it sometimes. And Libby motivates me too, because I know I have to be a better me for her. I have to be a good mom, right? And that was new to me when I decided I was going to have a child. So I think it's important to surround yourself with people who do motivate, inspire you, and keep pushing you forward. Chris, you're one of those people as well. Like, you are always grinding, like always, always, always. And so when I first met you, for those who didn't know, Chris stalked me for months until he got a phone conversation with me because he was determined to do something with us for our giving day. And all I could think, I was like, oh, another solicitor, someone's trying to market their services. I don't know what happened, but he eventually got me on the phone, and here we are. And that was like 3-4 years later. So, you are always on the grind. I appreciate your entrepreneurial spirit and just like how innovative you are. You come up with things all the time. And I'm just like, I would have not thought to do those types of things. So I just want to congratulate you too on that and say you inspire me as well.
Well, Neosha, that's very, very kind of you. That really does mean a lot. You know that. And I know we follow each other closely on Instagram too. You've been to a Club Strub once or twice here. I'm on the gram too, and on the book now. So we're okay. But yeah. And I will tell you too, you mentioned Kalia. I had a chance to work with her briefly through you, of course, with Give STL Day last year. And we did a little trivia hour sponsored by the Surge, which was a lot of fun. I think she got a kick out of it. I will tell you, in doing the I See Your IG, I was like, okay, there's 100 pictures with Livy and there's 100 pictures with Kalia. And I was like flip a coin. Right. And I knew you had have something kind of say about her as well. So Kalia, if you're watching on replay, thank you for your support and everything. Neosha, thank you so much for your time. This has been awesome. Every time I chat with you, it warms my heart a little bit. I'm very, very grateful for you taking some time today on President's Day. I know you said, it's a day off, so I got to get camera ready and everything. But of course, you always look fantastic. You sound fantastic.
Thank you so much.
And I think you've really brought a lot to the show today. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate you always asking me to help out anytime.
Give STL Day one more time is May 6th. And Neosha, what would be the best way if someone was watching this and they wanted to sponsor? They could still get involved at this point, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we definitely want you to get online and give on May 6th or during early giving, which starts 1 month before. And then also, if you're interested in being a sponsor or just being involved in the day, you can definitely go to givestlday.org. There is a tab there that says sponsors, and all of my contact information is there. So it's St. Louis Community Foundation is where I am, and givestlday.org is the website. Thank you.
Awesome. Neosha Franklin, one of my favorite human beings on earth. I am so grateful for you taking the time today. Seriously, it means a lot. And I'm sure I will text you and message you on Instagram later, and we'll chat again soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Give Livy my best. We'll see you soon.
I will. Stay well.
Thank you, Neosha. Neosha Franklin, she is just seriously incredible. And I am so grateful to all of you guys for sticking around. Saw some of your comments here from the end of our conversation there. Yes, our VP and previous First Lady, both all-stars. Absolutely. I'm unlocking my iPad here to get prepared for our closing remarks. BV in the house. Fire emoji. Yes, another rock star for sure. Donna, thank you so much for watching. She says, keep doing what you do. We need your contribution in the world. And just very, very grateful again for all of you guys for taking some time. We are going to end here with some closing comments. Whoops, turn my name off. She's posting on her Instagram. I had her right there. I could have brought her right back on. There you go. Caught you.
Gotcha.
See that? Neosha knows how to share the show. There she is. Again, one more time, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn the bell on, tag Restream on Twitter, share on your Instagram story like Neosha just did, and make sure that you follow Neosha on Instagram. Just, again, one of the best follows out there. It is time for my closing remarks here. Turning the corner. I mentioned earlier that I had a chance to spend some time this weekend with my dad, Charlie Strub, Papa Doc. I can't tell you how much that meant to me. You know, he flew down to Charlotte on Friday, and I brought him back to GSP Airport this morning. Today, of course, is Monday, show day. And, you know, had a chance to finally show my dad around downtown Greenville, finally sort of show him the studio, did a little shopping, drove around in the rain, walked around in the rain, the cold. I don't get to do that nearly enough. But for hundreds of thousands of people out there and millions of families, in 2021, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do that with their parents or their grandparents, or in some cases, their siblings. Some people have lost their sons, their daughters, cousins, nephews, best friends. You know, it's my hope that here in the spring of 2021 that we can start to say that we're turning the corner. But it's important for me to recognize and to remember as we turn the so-called corner, that around that corner is a life that's far from perfect. You know, even before COVID, again, maybe we could go spend a day at the aquarium with our daughter, or go speak at a social media conference in San Diego. But there were quite a few flaws in the world that we were living in before this coronavirus as well. I'm hopeful that these COVID vaccines will allow us societally to round that corner and to get back to what we believe to be normal. But I want to acknowledge, again here in the midst of Black History Month, the horrifying inequities and the problems that we as Americans are perpetuating, and we continue to accelerate over the last couple of years. There are a lot of really wonderful, special, hardworking people and organizations out there. And my hope here with the Social Good Hour in addition to bringing you just a little bit of levity and joy with the worst purchase in the history of Amazon.com every week. These party poppers once again failing me. But my bigger hope, of course, is to create a forum where I can help uplift and bring to you voices like Neoshas that represent the good in the world and represent the positive change that we all really need above and beyond just a shot in the arm. So even if you get vaccinated here in the next few weeks, the next couple months, I encourage you to continue to fight, to continue to look for those do-gooders, look for those champions, look for those opportunities to create additional joy and love in the world. Continue to bridge those gaps. Continue to just be good to people. I'll see you next week on the Social Good Hour with Troy Sandage. The Social Good Hour with Chris Strub features uplifting, inspiring, inspirational individuals from around the world using social media to make the world a better place. And Chris is looking for new guests for the rest of season 1. Visit the URL on the screen, guest.teamstrub.com, and fill out the form for yourself, for a coworker, for a colleague, or any individual you think would make a great guest for this season of the Social Good Hour with Chris Strub.